Welcome to Delenta's Elevate series. My name is Karina Hagen. I just recently joined Delenta as the VP of Marketing, and I'm really excited to welcome you to this event today where we talk about generating clients that never want to leave. And who doesn't want to have clients that stick with you? And we have two high-profile speakers, Ms. Kelly Tyler and Helena Holrick from Speaker Insight. And we will be talking about three topics mainly: learning how to generate more leads for your coaching business, you will see how to streamline your services and processes, and you will get more clarity on how to stand out as a coach in a crowded coaching market. And this is an exciting topic. I'm working with Delenta as the VP of Marketing, but I also run my own coaching practice. So I can relate to that topic. I'm excited to hear what our high-profile speakers have to share. But now I want to hand over to Delenta's CEO, Sam. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you so much, Karina, and welcome you both, Kelly and Helena. Wow, finally we made to the Elevate series. So amazing. So what is Delenta Elevate? So let me give you a quick background to it. We started last year. We pick our coaches from our community. We have so many coaches all around the world, and we tend to pick up those coaches from our community, from our partner ecosystem, and get them to share their knowledge and wisdom with all of you. So you can build your coaching practice the way you want in your own terms, as Kelly and Helena says. So going to the next slide, Helena, please. Yeah. So okay. So if you're not aware of Delenta, you're missing big time. I tell you that, because Delenta is an all-in-one coaching platform. It's a digital platform for any type of coach and any size. If you're in early stage in your coaching journey, yes, Delenta is for you. And if you're an organization that's growing with hundreds of coaches, yes, you have a Delenta Enterprise version. So we deal with all type of coaches to help them to grow their business under one roof. That is Delenta. If you hang around for another 30 minutes, you will see Delenta in action. So I basically invite you all to wait for next 30 minutes, because it's going to be great. And after that, I'll be basically doing a quick demo of Delenta, all these features that we're going to talk about, and how to basically grow your business. So, all right, let's get into the speakers and our partnership with Delenta. Now, Speaker Insight and Delenta been dealing with for like over a year now. And one of the Speaker Insight, I can't believe, we basically met 2019, Kelly and Helena, right? There's a story behind that. I basically quickly tell you the story, because Delenta was started as a socially impactful startup, like a venture to people to share their knowledge and experience. We never thought we would build a coaching practice, coaching sort of a service, coaching platform. So what happened was, our early users, the users who came to test Delenta at the very beginning, most of them were coaches. So I am a techie. I'm from an engineering background. I had no understanding about coaching. I really thought at the beginning it's a sports coaching these guys are talking. How can it be like, why you use this? This is a raw product for you to use. So slowly but steadily, when we explore more and more coaching industry, we became really aware of what the potential the coaching industry has and how many people are coming into it. So Kelly and Helena, they actually share all that knowledge that they know, the experience that they have in this industry for the last over a decade, with me, to basically build Delenta, to sort of design Delenta for coaches. So thank you so much, Kelly and Helena, again, right? It's amazing. So again, you don't need the introduction. You have 11,000 coaches in your community.
Come on, 12,000.
12,000 daily, right? It's growing daily. I don't know. I can't keep up with this growth, right? So you have so much, and again, you basically authors. You have help various coaches to build their practices and in their own terms. That's what you say. And also you have your own businesses in terms of the presentations, the speaking, and Helena, you basically have the heart side of the things, and in the Kelly comes with the sort of brain side of things. You basically combine both, and you get the full spectrum of what they call advisory and guidance to build your coaching business. So it's amazing. So I'm so excited about the next 30 minutes and 45 minutes. So Kelly and Helena, over to you.
Thank
Again,
you.
thank you so much for being here.
It's been a beautiful journey to watch Delenta grow over the last sort of 18 months or so, because one of the things that why we partner with Delenta, and so many of our clients are your clients because we share the same avatar, which is something we're going to be talking about today, guys, is the fact that you're so community focused, and we're very much about connection and actually making sure we're adding value all the time. And I'm sure the coaches and consultants listening feel the same about this. And you built Delenta by listening. And we're going to talk a lot about that today, because listening is part of lead generation. And this training this evening is going to be broken into two parts, as Sam said. Helena and I will take the lead on the real stuff around creating leads, because there is no coach or consultant listening to this that either doesn't want more leads or doesn't want more high quality qualified leads, right? That convert, right? We don't just want a funnel of leads and nothing converts. No. So we're going to set you up today in as much as we can in 20 minutes or so to give you the building blocks of lead generation and positioning in your company. It's going to cover stuff like knowing your avatar. That's the only jargon word I'm going to say today. Avatar just means your ideal client. Picture right now, who is the person that pays you on time, that when they pick up the phone, you feel energized, you love their business, you want to help them, they give you testimonials, they refer you. This is what we mean by your ideal client. So we're going to help you understand who that is and articulate it. We're going to help you understand your positioning. So how can you stand out in all of the coaches that are out there? And we know the stats on how many people qualify as a coach on a daily basis at the moment. You're in a big sea here, okay? So one of the things that a lot of coaches shy away from is increasing their visibility. And that's key for lead generation. So we're going to take you through some tips on that. And then the final thing we're going to make sure we cover today is, how do you create the call to actions? How do you move people down your user journey to convert into clients? How do you build that relationship without, we are so not about salesy and pushy and discounty and all those types of sleazy, I think, not very much more persuasive techniques of selling, rather than as coaches, you know your problem solvers. So let's build a relationship up and get to know our clients and problem solve. So let's kick it off. I know we're trying to be concise, because Helena and I's training, they go on for hours, and we've got 20 minutes to do this. So let's kick it.
Right. So I'm going to kick you off with just the bane of a lot of coaches' lives. You know, sort of this one creates a headache inside your head, and we're saying you really don't need to. So one of the most important ways to really stand out in that sea of other coaches really is to create consistent content. And you do that in order to get visible. You need to be visible. You need to be found in some way. And in all its various forms, producing continuous content is just the key to it. Now, here's the thing, before you run away, you don't have to be on all the platforms with everything going on every single one of them. What we invite you to do, we always talk about this around choosing the one primary platform and really making that the place that you are in, your go-to channel. And really, we encourage you to, because you don't have to spend your whole life on social, we encourage you to actually use that 80-20 rule. I'm sure that as coaches, you know what I'm talking about. 80% of your content, you know, that's the key messages that you have, all of the call to actions that you normally have, the lead magnets that you have, they can all be scheduled. They don't have to be you sitting typing them in at 8:04 p.m. or whatever it is that you're doing. They can be scheduled. We actually really encourage, and it's the way to really show up and show who you are. And we know as coaches, that's really what sells somebody into you. They need to get a feel for you. They need to understand who you be at its very core. We really say that the 20% is that bespoke stuff, the in the moment, the spontaneous stuff, where you can actually go in and create. You might have seen a report that came out that day and share it and share your opinion around it, or commenting on other people's comments on your post, really generating the conversation in that way. So we really want to say creating consistent content isn't the bane that you think it might be, but it's highly necessary for you to be really visible. And we really encourage you right at the early stage of your business to really get close, sort of like you may not have built a platform like that we've built of 12,000 people right at the very beginning. We didn't have that. So what did we do? We actively, you show up on other people's stages, you get exposure on their networks, you start to look at who has my people that I can actively show up around, so that you can do some guest blogging, you can show up in a Facebook Live, you can do some interviews, you can do those podcasts. Because here's the thing, your stuff really well, your stuff works really well for other people's communities, so why wouldn't you share it? So that's really one of the ways that you can still also create that consistent content. The key to it, though, and we'll come on to this in a second, is that as you do that, you offer a lead magnet, something tempting and delicious that your people really need, that solves a problem for them, so that in those interactions, you're bringing their audience over into your world in order for you to build a relationship with them. And really, in our group, the Connection Hub, we've got thousands of, we call them #opportunity posts, where people are literally looking for guests for their podcasts, speaking engagements that are coming out, those guest blogging opportunities. They are literally there and teaming with them on a daily basis. So that's a great place for you to start looking to increase your visibility. I know that we're streaming in there right now, so there are probably some people from there who are watching this right now.
There are. I'm just looking because I can't see all the comments from Delenta's feed, but I can see them in the Connection Hub, and I know it's really interesting, right? What Helena's saying there is to be really clever with your content. One of the things that she was saying there is scheduling. Another thing which we were talking about in our networking session today in the Connection Hub was about repurposing. And Delenta are doing that right now. So this webinar is being live streamed, and Michaela's saying, I couldn't decide whether to watch this on LinkedIn or YouTube or here, right? Because that's about repurposing. So being smart and going across channels at the same time, because different people have different preferred platforms that they want to read or watch or engage in. So there's lots of ways where content doesn't have to constrict you to your time. It should actually be freeing you. So you might take a holiday and people don't realize that you're actually gone away because your content's scheduled and it's posted. But you just make sure that you bring it alive by being interactive and there and engaging with the comments, because that's where the connections and conversations happen. It's not the content as such, it's the conversations that arise from the comments. So
and that's where relationship is built. And as well as we do, that actually coaching conversations that become clients over time, and they become lifetime clients over time, simply because of the depth of relationship that you create. And that's really what we're working on.
Yeah, and Pooja's saying it's a great approach. We're loving that you're loving that. So let's move on, because I know what Helena's just said about lead magnets has probably spring some questions into your mind, and you're probably thinking, okay, I've heard this term before, lead magnets. Where do I start? What do I create? It's one of the key essential things that we say that coaches and consultants need to have is free resources. We are in an age of opportunity, not our hashtag opportunity, but in an age of choice where there is so much out there that a free resource that actually moves people forward and actually solves a small problem is a great way of actually building trust, credibility, and relationships with your clients. It's not devaluing what they pay for, but it's giving them a bit of a try before you buy. Because a coach, remember, you are a personality, and you should be really true to that. You shouldn't try and change and be somebody else. You will attract your tribe. So show up as you, and some people will not like that, and that's fine. The people that will love you are the people that are like-valued, like-minded, like your personality, like your style, like your approach, and that's who you want to attract. When you've got them, the way to actually show them how you work with them is demonstrating your value through lead magnets. So on this slide here, we've just given you a taster of the formats that some lead magnets might come in, because most people think, oh, a lead magnet's just a download, it's just a guide. Well, actually,
just a PDF.
I want you to know the actual definition, not the dictionary definition, but my definition of a lead magnet is something of value that your avatar knows that they want. So that means they might be Googling, putting it, coming up on search engines. They're asking questions in Facebook groups. Does anyone know blah, 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 blah. And what they are willing to do is give you their name and their email address in exchange for that resource. So that can come in an array of things. Helena and I run Facebook challenges every quarter, like how to grow your Facebook group is one of our challenges. And so they have to register for that. We have, and I'll give the link to the guys in a minute. We have a page of free resources that has all of our assets, all of our lead magnets basically on one page on our website. So I'm going to put this in the private chat, guys. If you can put that across the channels, that would be great. This is basically just if you want inspiration on, well, what could I create? Have a look at the lots of things that we have got on our resource page, from 200 stages that you could speak on if you're a speaker, to a comparison guide of CRM systems or scheduling content that Helena was just talking to you about. If you want to know how Hootsuite goes against Meet Edgar and blah, 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 we compare them all for you. The challenges in our Facebook group, the webinars like this, which you're on tonight, these are all lead magnets. So that's my first point. Think about a variety of resources. I would personally have 2 or 3 different lead magnets in different formats for somebody who wants to read, who somebody who wants to take part in a week-long challenge, who somebody who wants to watch. Because we've got to remember, you know this as coaches, different learning styles, different NLP styles. Your content needs to cover it all.
For sure.
Second point I want to make, as well as understanding the formats of lead magnets, is this is where knowing your ideal client inside out is essential. If you say to me, my ideal client is the female from 30 to 56 who is married with 2 kids, great. That's the tip of the iceberg that I want you to know about. I want you to know, what magazines does she read? I want to know what she does for hobbies. I want to know, is she a clean eater or does she love junk food? I want to know, what her music tastes are. I want to know, is she technically able? All these types of things, because that indicates where you're going to find her. Networking groups, where she hangs out online. Also might tell you where you're going to advertise your services. Again, and where she reads the magazines. Most people are on Facebook because they're social, right? They want to connect with their family in Australia. They want to see what their friends did, because Friends Reunited went out of fashion about 20 years ago, and they want to spy on them, right? So they're on Facebook. This is why Facebook is the #1 platform for most people to fish in, right? Fish for your avatar. Because what you do is they're on there for social, you interrupt them with some content, which they know that they need. They know that they are suffering from migraines, if you're a health coach, but they're not on Facebook to look for the answer. But you put some content in there saying, this is what most people think causes migraines, and this is actually the truth. They're going to go and click and read that. So it's interruption marketing we're talking about. And you only really can do that when you know everything about your avatar, and your lead magnet should be geared to the first thing that they know that they have the problem about. I'm just going to stick to migraines, probably because I had one a couple of weeks ago is why I'm thinking about it, right? So if I had a migraine, or have experienced them, I just want to know, what are the 10 causes of migraine? So then I can, is it a hydration? Is it a sleep? Is it a stress? Is it a muscle? And then I can start going, oh yeah, I did pull that muscle in exercise, and I understand why I might have that problem. You, as a health coach, might actually want to be telling them all about clean vegan eating diet and blah, blah, and removing toxins. And that's what you want to tell them. And you can say that migraines are linked to that. But if you start going in your lead magnets all around this problem they don't know that they have, or the aspiration that they don't know is the solution, it's not going to meet them. You're not going to get people going in. So go on sites like answerthepublic.com, in a keyword that's associated with your business, like the key problems like migraines, and see what people who are Googling, what are the key phrases that they're typing. That's what you name your lead magnet. That's what you put in the content of your lead magnet. You don't tell them, you tease them through the journey of where you want to take them. But you've got to meet them where they're at, right? It's really important. In fact, that's the link. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Answerthepublic.com. I love that site to go and look at what people are searching for in your field. So have a look at our free resources. I know, and this is one thing I love about Delenta. There's many.
Yeah, so many.
Is the fact that they allow you to do discovery calls. Discovery calls are one of the best lead magnets out there.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to meet the person where they're at, explore, help them, give them some tips, and then direct them on to the next step. So for them to go, oh, okay, this is what I need next. It might be, so when we offer them in the Connection Hub, we have Get Unstuck calls.
I've done 3 today.
Yeah, 3 today. It might be the fact that they say, okay, come and work with me. We've got this online course, we've got this membership, we've got retreat, we've got one-to-one, whatever it might be. Or it might go, oh, you need a coaching platform. Oh, we'll send you over to Delenta. They're our partners. Go and watch this webinar, go and have a free demo, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do again with the guys, if you can do this, is I'm going to put the link in for, if you don't know how to run discovery calls, this is our guide on how to run a discovery call, how to structure it, what questions to ask, how do I set it up? Oh, did I just put a lead magnet in there? Was that an example of a lead magnet maybe? Again, right? I'm just showing you how you do this, but I think I've harped on about lead magnets for too long.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to take over from you and actually say, okay, all well and good, but when people actively have that lead magnet, then what happens, right? Because here's the thing, a lead magnet, Kelly said this before, they give you something of value, their name and email address, which is the thing that allows you to start building connection, building relationship, having those, as we call them, kind of virtual cups of coffee. And here's the thing, the social media is great for visibility, and it's great for sharing out those lead magnets and answering somebody's problem by putting something of value in front of them in this way. But here's the thing, your email marketing is the thing that's really going to help you build those relationships and move them from being a prospect, someone who's coming in and doing that taster, that little try before I buy piece, and really turns them into clients. And that doesn't happen overnight. Just because you gave them a nice little lead magnet on what might be creating their migraine, that's not necessarily going to make them sign up for your services. You need to build relationship. And here's the thing, with the way that algorithms work and everything that goes on in the world of tech, probably on your social media, and we don't say this to disappoint you or depress you at all, we're just saying create consistent content, because only about 3% of people will see those social media posts, and they see them at different times. So your job, when we said about consistency, is to be consistent, because as they see them, they capture that information. But with email, you know that that's going directly into their inbox because they've given you their email address. So your job is to keep that excitement and that enticement going on. And the way you do that is really sexy, juicy subject lines. So you have to get their attention and keep kind of interrupting the flow of even their inbox and going, oh, that's really juicy. And that's actively what we want to highlight, because here's the thing. Once someone's signed up to your database, you still need to email them the resource. Always keep your promises. That's part of what we do. So the first email that they get, they absolutely say, hey, are you having are you having those migraines? Here is the download that you've got. And you be really specific about it. We had this conversation inside our membership just yesterday around, don't call it something that it isn't. Make it does what it says on the tin. So I don't know, in the UK, we have a product called Run Seal. They does what it says on the tin. And that's literally what it is. What you see is what you get, in a WYSIWYG kind of thing. Now, here's the thing. We actively need to email them the resource, but then it doesn't stop there. And that's where most coaches kind of fall down. They email them the resource and think, that's it. Your job is not done. Your job is only beginning. Because what you really want to do is you want to move them on with you, because it's a prime time to actually say, and here's another resource. Here's another piece of value that allows them to get to know you even more. And we call that creating an email nurture sequence, an onboarding nurture sequence, because you are literally nurturing them into your world. And the way that you do that is you give them more and more value, but it's automated. You set it up so that it does the work on your behalf. Yes, you write them once, and yes, you gather together all of the building knowledge around the topic that they've actually done, and you start to widen that and help them see even more what they can get and kind of learn from you in this way. And that's the kind of content that we're literally every single day teaching inside the Changemaker Central platform, which is our membership, where we literally strip back the business of running a coaching business and help you to put together those touches, the lead magnets themselves, how you actively are having those virtual cups of coffee, but also then turning them into a prospect via that email, just to increase your credibility with them, give them more value, consistently give them more value, and really convert them in a non-selling way, because there's nothing sleazy about that, because you're just helping someone, and that's important.
I know you've got some more to cover about emails, but I don't know who this is from, somebody who's watching, and they're saying, what percentage of calls result in purchases for you? Okay,
right.
So we can answer this together. I mean, Helena does a lot of her the discovery calls that we're talking about, and actually she's a bit of a known demon in this, so I'll let her tell you her conversion ratio. And do not compare, right? Remember, if you haven't had sales training, which a lot of coaches haven't, and that's nothing, to be ashamed of, it's something that you maybe want to invest in looking at stuff. Yeah. But if you haven't been looking at your metrics, if you haven't been tracking your conversion ratios, and these come from, I would look at it like this: your big pool of reach. So that's your email database, your social media database. Let's say that was 10,000 people collectively. Yeah. Then you offer a lead magnet into that group. You might email them out. You might put posts out in your scheduled content, the regular content. Yeah. What you would be aiming for as a minimum, really, and the average, is a 10% conversion. For sure. So from that 10,000 people, you want 10% to opt into your database. We coach our clients to basically get an average of 30 to 40% bare minimum conversion ratio into their opt-in. And that's all down to your opt-in page, your copy, how it looks, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. From that, let's say it was to a discovery call. From that discovery call, then I would aim for yourself to have a minimum of a 10% conversion ratio from those people that have then booked in to have a discovery call, or a 10% conversion of someone who's downloaded a lead magnet, gone through your email nurture sequence, and at the end bought the product that you're talking about. If you use the rule of 10%, it gives you a baseline if you've never tracked anything. But then you need to start tracking, because if you are like Helena and you're a sales demon, then your conversion ratio is going to go through the roof. But use a 10% ratio as just the baseline. I don't know who that was, but I hope that helps. Helena, do you want to tell them? Yeah, so and again, no comparisons needed. It is a conversation. And so please, even if the only thing you do today is download the discovery call piece, you'll see how this ratio actually works for me. At the moment, I'm on a 1-to-2 ratio. So I had a streak last year of about, like, for 4 months, I was like 1 for 1. I couldn't not actually convert anybody into a sale. But at the moment, it's slipped down into for every 2 people, 1 person signs up to something. And that's a really big clue just right there, that actually, if you stay really clean and neutral around, Kelly said it before, it might not even be a sale for me, or, for us in our ecosystem. It might actually be that I've passed them on to Delenta, because that's what they need at that point. The purpose of a discovery call, is not for you to sell your thing.
The purpose of a discovery call is to discover what they need and give them what they need. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you've done your social listening and you've created a product range that absolutely is aligned to who you are and that identifies the problem that your avatar has, as we've been talking about, then the chances are that you do have a product that this person would absolutely lap up, because you have thought about it and you have done the homework. And that's exactly what we help people do, to really kind of strip it back and go, well, what's really your product range and the building blocks of your business that goes on in there.
No, so, I know we need to move on because I know we're at half an hour.
I know. I'm just going to do this. So here's the thing. So for some ideas around, because I know a lot of you are enjoying the idea of just creating those nurture sequences. If that's the only thing you do, that's the thing that you do. But here's the thing. We really do encourage you, and some of our experts really will back us up on this. We want you to use email more frequently. Email is not dead. Do not believe anybody that says that. It is so not. So please do let us know what you've actually, how often do you email your database? How often do you be in touch with them? Because our experts say that weekly is minimal and daily is optimal. So, that gives you a clue. Someone's saying there, I don't know who you are, but I have a high conversion rate for people who actually meet me, not so high for people who book calls to actually show up. And that is part of your nurturing. So remember, I was just talking about nurturing. It may be that you need to go and just have a look at whoever you are. I apologize for I don't know your name. Oh, it's Moni. Hi. Hello, Moni. Nice to see you. So what happens in there is you may need to look at the way you nurture them to ensure that they show up for the call. And that then means that when they meet you, they can do that. So I'm going to come back to emails because I really want to give you the information. So here are some things that you could send them. You could definitely do them a weekly touch point. We do a Monday thought, something to just prompt or prod our coaches into doing something that they can just do within their business to tweak it a little bit. You absolutely could send out a monthly newsletter, but you're never going to call it a newsletter. We won't go into that right here, but you're never going to do that. I could get on my soapbox right now. But you can also then, that provides you with the space to then send out those ad hoc broadcast emails that allow you to promote your services, or indeed the services of your partners, the offers that you've got, those challenges that Kelly was just talking about. So it might be that you redirect them through to one of those lead magnets that you've actively got, but it's about consistently giving value. So at the very minimum, as I said just before, you need to absolutely put that onboarding email campaign in place after they download your first lead magnet, and you will have plenty over time.
So I know that we've got people like Moni and Tony watching who are already in our Changemaker Central platform, and this guide that Helena's talking about is just one of the things that we do. We take you through how to write that 8 email sequence nurture campaign. It's not a done for you. It's not written. We tell you the topics to cover. We tell you what content to put in there and why you're putting it in there, because you're not selling. You're building relationships. You're having virtual cups of coffee with your audience, but you don't have to swap time for money for that. And I know that's a big thing for coaches because your capacity is minimal. So if you're wondering, well, hang on a minute, what do I put in those email nurture sequences? Yes, we have training in Changemaker Central for it, but let me give you some ideas. And these ideas are also things that you should be using in your marketing to help you stand out, right?
Sure.
In front of all of those coaches that you're competing with or collaborating with. How do they actually work? Why do they choose to work with you out of all of them? So this is about positioning. This is about your uniqueness. And these are a few key points that I want you to jot down, and then I want you to go home, or you probably are at home.
Probably are at home.
Is I want you to start writing down, articulate what it is for you, and then go, and where could I market that? Is that something I could put in my bio? Is that something we should put on our about page on our website? Is this a social media post? Is this a blah, 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 right? Should we do a webinar about this? The first thing, everybody, no matter what stage your business at, should run a SWOT analysis. And I would say, if you can do it quarterly, if you can't do it at least annually. So a SWOT analysis is where you look at people, other coaches and consultants in your space, in your niche, right? So it's
Mhm.
trying to put coaches and consultants out there. And this is my other point, is to know your niche. But potentially you can niche it by your avatar, first of all. So you should all know that you're a coach and you help X, right? I'm a health coach and I help people with, deciding niche is tricky. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
So start putting keywords in Google and see who comes up. You might even start searching if you are a coach where you actually need to meet somebody and be there in person, then you might actually put your geographical location in there as part of your defining your niche in your area. It's really important that you understand what's unique to you. So what are you offering that they aren't? What experiences, viewpoint, resources do you have that they don't? What products and services are you offering which are different to what they're offering? And really, what is the uniqueness about you? What's your style? What's your values? What's your vision, your mission, your ethics, your personality? Because that's the only thing that no one's going to have is that fingerprint of you, and really articulate that, because this is where I said you attract like-minded people. Red flag here. Please do not differentiate yourself on price. Please don't say I'm the most expensive coach or I'm the least expensive coach, because guess what? Somebody can come onto the market tomorrow and sweep that spot away from you. Do not differentiate on price. You can differentiate on value, but not price. So I want you to start articulating, look at your competition, really look, only take maybe the people that came top 3 to 5 places on Google when you're searching the keywords, right? Have a look and start looking at their website, go into their communities, follow them, on social, and just see what they're doing that you could actually go, oh, I do that, but I do that and this. And remember, the threat side of things is looking at, oh, they've been building a community for the last 4 years. Is that something I should be thinking about? So you also want to see where you can develop, because this will actually set your business and marketing goals for the year. The second thing to think about is what you just said there, is actually going into your niche, right? Yes. The more specific you can get about who you are and what industry you work in, the more people will start to go, oh, well, I can refer this person to you, because let me give you an example, and I use this quite a lot. Sorry, the guys that are in our world. Leadership coach is one of those things that I hear all the time. It's the leadership coach, leadership speaker, right? If you Google that, you'll come up with lots of SWOT analysis results, probably millions to choose from. Yeah. You could tweak this in a very small space, if this was your area, by saying that you were a leadership coach that works for companies that do mergers and acquisitions. So first of all, you've just niched. Some people are going, what is a merger and acquisition? You're not in corporate world if that's the case. And then other people will go, oh, well, I know that so-and-so's just gone through this. Yeah, maybe they do need some leadership coaching to help them over this transition. Oh, well, then that's that person that I need to get them in touch with. So there are lots of ways to slice your niche. So I can't remember the name. It's gone now. Who asked this question about? I don't know how to my link.
Rupanjali.
Thank you. Look and see about the avatar that you can actually say, well, this is the area that I work in. Not just a health coach, but a health coach for people with chronic fatigue, a nice niche. And don't feel like, yeah, but I've got clients that are also not got chronic fatigue and I still help them with health. That's fine. But you need to carve out your circle to go, this is my area of expertise. And anyone else that's on the halo effect, I can help them too. But this is my sweet spot. And when you define your sweet spot, you attract them. And they are your ideal clients, because that's who you can help them with. It's really important that you do that. I also want you to think in your USP is like, do I have anything different? Do I have any intellectual property? Do I have any unique processes or methodologies that I've created? Have I got my own version of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People that I take people through? It's really important that you go, well, let's define that. Let's write a book about that. Let's make sure we've trademarked that and it's on our website. These are things that stand you out in your marketplace, and also make sure that you are demonstrating your credibility and your results. right? So I want you to make sure that you have case studies, testimonials. I want you to have proof of ROI. If someone's going to invest this amount in you in coaching, what is the return on investment you're going to give them? And the more tangible, the more numeric you can be on that, the more conversions that you're going to have.
For sure.
Proof in the conversions of that. It might be the fact that you can say, I can help someone lose a dress size in 4 weeks. It might be the fact that you can say, I'm a sales coach and I can help your sales team improve their conversions by 25%. These are the things that need to be front and center in your marketing.
Yeah.
And then finally, give them the peace of mind. Are you accredited, coach? Have you got an accreditation with a certain body? Put that up there. Have you got qualifications in other areas that make you unique? And that's where you use a holistic practice. Have you run awards? Have you got yourself featured in PR, on TV, in media, etc.? These are things that give people that borrowed credibility, that trust, that peace of mind. They're not a con artist. People believe in them and they're getting the results that they're saying.
Yeah. Oh, Rupanjali saying great stuff. Seems like creating my content around my USP and niche should be my first step. Absolutely. And we would go even back one step further from that and say it's all about that avatar. It's all about getting to know that person. But I'll tell you more about that. So here we are. Oh, hello. There we go. Oh, I apologize. So this is actually really where I'm going to sort of start handing over. But what I will say is that, you know, Kelly and I run Changemaker Central. And if you want any additional kind of help around that, so, you know, about identifying that avatar, or whether it is about niching, what my product range is, how do I do those lead magnets, all of that delicious stuff, we really have raised probably your intrigue around, have I got any of that stuff? Do I need help with that? So come and join our community of speakers. Please come and join Changemaker Central. We've got the link just in here. And we really do act as your business coaches, kind of. I explained this to somebody earlier on. It's a little bit like most coaches come to us and they've built a house, like a Lego brick of house, you know, and there are little bits and pieces that are sort of in different places and they're not quite fitting together. So what we do is we pull those blocks away and then we build you your blueprint built around who you are at its very core, so that the house looks neat and tidy and actually all the bits make sense. So that's what we do inside Changemaker Central. So if you want to go and have a look at that, I'm not even going to go into what it's actually got. You can have a look at that, but not yet, because what we want to do is that's the start of this journey. We help you generate those high quality leads, but then once you've got those high quality leads, what do you do with them and how do you manage all that stuff in the background? Well, that's where I'm going to hand over to Sam, who can show you just why Delenta are our favorite partners of choice around this beautiful system that they have. So Sam, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you very much.
Move the slides on.
Sorry, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, do you want to move the slides on though, Helena?
Yeah, cool. So actually, if you go back to that slide, if you don't mind for a minute, I would like to basically say something about that. So like Kelly and Helena mentioned earlier, I mean, they have amazing ecosystem that's created for you to basically be very successful from the guidance and knowledge that they share. And that's from there, what will happen is you will, of course, get customers and clients. And now going back to the points like around credibility and how can you be more productive and you can basically scale or grow your practice, that's where we are coming in. So how we can systematically help you out to generate your leads, capture your leads, and from there onwards, how you can basically create that journey for them where you can basically manage them and get more referrals, plus you can basically provide more services and provide more assurances for their development. So if you go to next slide, please. Sorry, next slide, Helena. Thank you. Super. So when I'm listening to Kelly and Helena earlier, I can sort of relate to the science and the art that they're talking about building the coaching business. So where we coming in is actually providing the both angle, but more into the science aspects. so I'm going to basically jump in another 2 minutes time after these the areas when you cover that. So you can sort of be little bit be on top of your lead generation, as well as how you can basically create that process much more productively, efficiently. So if you go to the next side, which is the client management aspects, the same thing, right? So when you basically move into the client management, how you can basically handle your billing, the project management aspects, and also sort of contract signing, how we can move faster, and for them it feels like it's seamless to the client management point of view as well. So and then of course you have to make sure that you have certain processes and the system where you can provide more services to them, because as you can imagine, as you help your clients grow your coaching business, you will probably think about other areas how you can help. Maybe you can relate, we can refer somebody else, or you can create a course and you can share them. Everything that we're mentioning here, providing even new coaching services, coaching packages, and the community support, you can do that on Delenta. So that's what I'm going to show you in next 10 minutes. If you stay tuned, and I show you how the platform can work and really help what Kelly and Helena basically sort of mentioned. So right, so let me quickly jump in to the dashboard of the platform. So this is where we look at hopefully you can see my desktop, and this is where you can sort of see very quickly where the process of progress of your coaching business. So if you look at the right on the top, there's a reminder for the number of sessions, and so you're not sharing, I'm sharing. Okay, let me share again. Sorry, looks like I'm not sharing my desktop. So power of technology, we'll see whether I should be able to. Okay, brilliant. I think we are good, hopefully. Excellent, thank you. Right, so here we are. So this is Delenta, the dashboard, the very first page that you basically look at for you to understand exactly where you are in their coaching journey, coaching business. So if you like analytics like myself, you will love this, because if you scroll down, you can see how you number of sessions correlated to earnings. All of these things coming from Zoom, Stripe, PayPal, other integrations. So you can bring your own tools back to Delenta and integrate with that and make it really easy for yourself as well as your clients. So you can see this button, you can just initiate the Zoom session from here, and the leads, like what Kelly and Helena was talking about, can be captured here as inquiries, and you can simply accept these leads that come into your landing page and create Zoom sessions, and the reminders go off all that. It's just one click of button that you need to kick off all that process. So let me quickly start from actually, before I jump into the landing page again, I'm going to basically show you other tools that we basically have. We have somewhere around 12 different tools that can help really build your business. So my money section, coaching package, where you can create products and services with the recurring payment plan, your diary management, and number of sessions that you want to basically manage. Like these can go into your coaching log, and also if you're interested in courses to build and share with your clients, you can do that. I'll quickly show you how Kelly and Helena use our platform for those courses, and my contacts area, which is CRM, and the resource library, which basically make all your material that you share with your client store in one place without having to have many systems around. So this is a one interface that you will log into, see entire coaching business as a whole, without you have to basically jump in between systems. So let me show you what is the landing page look like. So you can see very quickly, there's a what you call availability calendar, which you can basically get availability book, exactly what Kelly was talking about, discovery sessions. All these information, videos, your branding can really help at this stage to basically encourage them to do it. You can basically have your objective and subjective information about yourself, and then you have coaching packages, etc. So I show you example landing page of one of our coaches, Lisa Tyler. She's basically using our platform to manage her coaching business, and you can see this availability she has published, and the expertise and all that experience. So rather than just sending us availability calendar, you can send this link out to the coach, client that need your services, or the potential client, and they can when they book, so one thing that you can basically very quickly identify here is when you book, they can specify which coaching package. If you have multiple coaching package, you can basically get them to specify which coaching package that they're interested in. So at the stage of the discovery, like what Helena was talking about, you can simply be very focused on that requirement that your client has. So in terms from here, let me quickly show you in terms of integrations that we have, and then you also have a coaching package creation process. So this is where anyone who basically coming into your CRM who book your availability, you can basically simply create coaching package. The way we have created these packages, very quickly you can create a package even while you're on Zoom session with a client. So you can define your recurring payment. Once you put the information and once you put the description and all that, you can simply create a recurring payment plan, weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. You can collect daily if you want to collect this information, payment. And then the invoices, billing, all that automatically works for you, so you don't have to worry about it. The payment will be collected automatically from your clients, and the client will be on board the client portal. Through that process, you can simply automate your client management. So I just want you guys to visualize one thing here. If you're doing a group coaching session, say for example 20 clients you want to onboard to a group coaching session, how would you do that, right? So we have solved that problem. So especially Andrea Morrison, who's one of our clients, so she basically does that seamlessly on our platform. I show you all that. But I really recommend you to trial us if you are not using Delenta today. There's a 14 days free trial. You can simply try it and you can see all these tools, how it all working. So this is the calendar section where you can synchronize what you call, you can import your Google or Outlook calendars, and you can see entire calendar, your appointments, the people's request, everything in one place as well. So if you want to go into more advanced settings of creating buffers and all that, you can do that simply on Delenta. But I'm not going to go into detail with the limited time we got. And courses, right? So you can see, simply you can create a course on Delenta. Let me show you what the contents we got here. So simply like Kelly and Helena's course, you can see we have basically drip settings. You can publish, unpublish. You can go and see the preview. All of these things will be, you'll be able to share with your client simply from your course section. Now, if you want to see some statistics, you can see who you shared, how they're basically working with. It's all in one place, right? That's what it is so cool about. And as a client, if you want to see, you want to basically make that process seamless for your clients, yes, you can do that as well. For example, they can see your courses that you share on Delenta, right? As soon as you share the course, they will get an email notification, and they will have access to your course. So you can simply do the live coaching plus your course management on the platform as well. You can see these task lists. You can basically give award points. You can gamify your coaching business. This is what clients see. Clients can book the sessions. They can send messages to you. They can also see what is upcoming session and how much time you're spending with them. All that in one place. Even my notes, resources that you share with them, all that. So on this point, I will quickly go into the CRM. So CRM, where your leads are captured, your clients can be nurtured. From Kelly and Helena's description around how we generate leads, from our point of view, how we can systemize that process, right? That's exactly what they're talking about, the process. So when somebody book an availability in your calendar, we create them as a lead. You can create notes. You can create reminders for yourself to read about their profile, anything that you want, even add a what you call note to follow up with them in time. So you can see how many sessions when they become clients, how many sessions outstanding. So so this is the client view that we see right now. It's almost like a virtual space between you and your client. So in this case, Andrea Kent is a client and Robert is a demo coach. So he can simply see the note that they shared. If you want, you can create a private note, you can do that as well. The task, where they're at in terms of accountability, how we want to make them accountable, and payment handling, whether they have paid or not. All that things, basically, you can download invoices, receipts, and you can create a coaching engagement if you want to get the payment outside of platform. And you can create activity if you want. Basically, if you think that you want to sort of create reminders, for example, to get a testimonial for their birthday, you can have all that in there. Delenta will basically make sure you get reminders for you to follow up. So you have your documentation, so that's where you can upload your courses and you can create them. So all that is basically come under Delenta system. So one thing I would also say is, if you like me, if you like analytics, to understand the science behind the coaching practice. So I know that somebody was talking about conversion rates, right? So we basically help you to even look at the conversion rates of your coaching packages. How many people buying coaching packages today, and what is the most strong in terms of sales performance? How it's related to the sort of paid clients, and how you can basically convert your free sessions to paid. All these conversion rates we basically provide through our own charts for you, so you don't have to second guess those or have to document anywhere. Yeah, so that's very quickly I just covered Delenta platform. So let me go back to the slide deck so we can see quickly what are the other areas that we basically sort of help you with your coaching business. So one of the areas that so let me get the slide deck. I think slide deck is so just apologies, 1 second. Let me go back to slide deck. Screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen now.
There we go. Beautiful. Hi.
There you go. Thank you very much. On time. Thank you very much, Helena. So, all right. So exactly, right. This is the point. So you have you have 14 free day trial, like free trial periods. It's 14 days, plenty of time for you to try the platform, understand how it can basically really help, and you get all the tools that you see, all the tools that you're working with. Today, I can imagine if you're not using Delenta, you're probably jumping between those different platforms. Try to learn those platforms. Try to show your clients how to basically use your platform sometimes. So all that actually giving for very, very low cost, very affordable price, and the value that you're going for, all that is incredibly attractive. So I invite you to try the platform and see what you can really achieve. And also, like Helen and Kelly was talking about, we are very much community driven. So we love to have you and get your feedback and improve it further. So that's what you basically get being part of Delenta. You definitely basically be partners for you. So Helena, if you don't mind, go to the next slide, please. I hopefully you
absolutely do that.
Oh,
and so the beauty of the partnership is, in fact, that Delenta provides you with all end. It really does take away a lot of the tech headaches, which is one of the things that coaches struggle with most. And it provides you with a place to actually do your coaching from. What we do, and the reason that we work so well in partnership, is because we really help you build the portfolio business that then gets managed and run through Delenta. But you usually do need someone to just help you take that extra little piece in there around how are you positioning yourself? How are you aligning yourself, your products, your marketing? How are you actively doing your business and setting it up so that you succeed in a way that's absolutely aligned for you and that attracts the clients that you want. So Kelly and I run Changemaker Central, and we've had the link in there before, but I think they'll pop it in again. It's £97 a month, and it literally is like having a coach in your pocket. We're kind of hand holding you through the process and guiding you with a whole bunch of resources, but also never actually kind of doing any cookie cutter stuff. It's actively about bespoking the way in which you market to the way in which you want to show up for your niche, for the people who actually really want you. Isn't that right, Kelly?
I just popped in at the right time, right?
I was like, and there you are, as if by magic, my lovely.
I know we're near the end of the thing, but we would love anyone that's watching on any of the platforms that you're watching on via Restream to ask any questions. We're coming near to the end of the training, so please pop them in, and we'll still continue to answer them on the replay if you're watching this later on. Just make sure you tag whoever you want to ask so that we get notified. But don't use this last, make sure you use the last few minutes to ask any outstanding questions. I think I've just answered a couple about stats across the platform and things like that. Oh, Michaela's giving Changemaker Central a lot of love. Thank you very much, darling.
It's really good.
So, Sam.
Yeah. So if you go to the next slide, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, join us. So you're talking about how our partnership work. I mean, I've seen coaches coming from Kerry and Helena's, community, and how well they basically, quickly they can basically, grow their business. So the one of the, great things about our partnership here is more around, we take care of. I mean, like you said, very much community driven, right? We basically have a really what your needs close to our heart. Like we believe that that's how we basically should be building any business. So that's our belief system, and we basically share the same belief system. So
Sam, wasn't it the reason? I mean, online courses is a relatively new thing for Delenta to have launched. Actually, you guys might even be getting an exclusive on that if you're listening right now.
Yeah,
live. But Sam and his community built the online courses feature because there was so much demand. People are going, oh, if only my Kajabi or my Thinkific could be in this as well, then I would never need to look anywhere else. So what does Sam do as the techie scientist? He goes and creates online courses within there, which is a perfect thing for you upselling. You might have done your coaching. You might have taken someone through a 12-week coaching program, but then there might be like just nuances that they need to implement more, which is more training and learning rather than coaching. And that's where your online courses come in, and you increase the lifetime value of your client, because what's the best thing to do? Sell more to the existing clients, as well as do what Helena and I just said, as get more leads in, but increase the lifetime value of your client. And this is the perfect platform to do it.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And more coming, right? So this is a space that we innovate,
I was just
right?
going to say, and Sam is one of the best active listening demonstrations that we know in the world, even to the extent where sometimes we need to rein him back and actually go, wow, what else? But there is some really cool stuff coming up. Not that it isn't cool already, but there's even more, right?
There's always more.
So especially when you're in sort of a ecosystem where Kelly and Helena hang around, where there's a lot of wisdom coming our way, and we always think about what's next. So it actually creating that value for our coaches, so they can basically add more value to their business. So what is coming up? Really exciting, right? So we basically have our white labeling feature went out, so you can absolutely white label the platform for your clients. So your client portal, even you can customize the client journey, how you want to sell your coaching packages once they purchase. What is the journey and how you're going to grade all that basically being customized for you. So courses just out of the door, so you are the first one to basically see them. So what is coming up? The events are coming up, the communities are coming up. So if you hang around and if you basically join at this stage, I think you are into a treat. Because while you, like I said, while you start building your business or growing your business, you can grow with the system that we basically create. So you can really systemize the platform, really systemize the progress and the enterprise. If you are thinking about multiple coaches coming in and help you down the line, you can extend coach, Delenta to that. So you can basically hire coaches under you to basically build your coaching practice as well. So all of these things are coming up now. So
Right.
so join us. There's a 14 days free trial. I hope you'll basically really enjoy and be part of our community.
And people can get that, Sam. They just go to delenta.com and that 14-day trial just automatically gets activated, right?
Absolutely. Any subscription.
And they can also book a free demo if they actually want much more handholding. I know you gave us a very whistle-stop tour this evening to give people a taste. But if people actually want to be handheld through the demo and look at certain features, then they can book that for free on the site too, right?
Absolutely. So this is all support that we are giving, exactly like Kelly and Helena said.
And we'll put the link in the comments as well for you to go straight to that platform.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's wonderful. So yeah, come and join us, and we're welcoming you all. And I'm so again thankful that Kelly and Helena basically being here. Do we have any questions for these two big brains?
I think people are just wanting to sign up. I know there was a comment earlier on about.
I think they're done with them. They just want to go and look at everything.
I can see people are booking in calls already.
That's
wonderful.
Really great.
No, this is wonderful. Thank you again. And so I guess we have no more.
We will.
Sorry, Kelly.
We will leave you to it.
Okay. Thank you. So
I think we'll leave it there. We hope that. Yeah. Take care.
Thank you, Sam, for having us. We really appreciate it. Please keep us with any questions and comments. Keep them coming. And we see you in the Delenta community, our Connection Hub community, wherever we see you. We look forward to getting to know you better. Have a great evening.
Have a wonderful day in the evening.